Brother Ismail, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you for coming to see us today.
You're welcome.
Now, let's begin with your journey to Islam. How did you make that journey?
I first started off being obviously from Jamaica background, and I came to England.
You were not born in England?
No, I was born in the Caribbean island, Jamaica. It's a very famous island in the Caribbean, Jamaica. I came here at a young age 9 years old. And then around my surroundings, I used to live like many English areas. So when I got in touch with some Muslim people from the Asian community areas, I started them praying. So I was confused, like, who's their God? So I was asking questions to them, and they used to refuse me. So obviously
they refused to tell you?
Yes, they refused to tell me about their religion.
Out of ignorance or what? Why?
Maybe arrogance, because they don't know Islam. They're born Muslims, but that's about it.
Oh.
They don't know Islam. It's born because of parents. And then eventually, obviously because I was a non-Muslim at the time, I went to prison. And I saw Muslims praying in their rooms. Same things they did, the Asian brothers outside. So I asked the brother from Ethiopia, "What are you doing?" Because I saw the same thing outside. I said, "Come and sit down and we can talk about it." And I asked about his God. He said, "Our God is Allah." Slowly things. They're talking about Tawheed, about the Qur'an, about the Sunnah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And
all this in prison?
Yes. So for 4 months, I was learning about Islam.
When was that? Around what time?
2013. And after 4 months, I felt something in my heart, like some light.
Subhanallah.
And then I started crying a lot. I said, "How do I become a Muslim?" And they told me, "Just take the Shahada." And then I embraced it, and I stopped crying too much in sujood, in my prayers.
Amazing. Look at the difference between the Muslims who were outside prison and those who are inside prison. The ones who were inside prison were the ones who had an impact on you.
Yes. From the management at Clark. And from how they treated me as a human being.
When was the conversion?
2013.
Oh, same year?
Yes. Yes.
And what was the response of your family and acquaintance?
To be honest with you, to be real with you, my family disowned me because I'm Muslim.
Oh.
Yes.
They knew about this when you were still in prison?
Yes, I told them straight away. I said, I've left Christianity for the religion of Islam, which is a true religion that Isa, peace be upon him, followed, and all the prophets followed. And most of my family rejected me, except for my mum at the time, But my auntie, it's a very strange story. My auntie was the first one to send me a book about Islam called The Muslim Guide to Islam. So it was the Muslim Guide, how to pray, how to do adhan, everything, and in English language. And then that same book, I memorized that book in prison.
She gave it to you before you embraced Islam?
After I embraced Islam.
After you embraced
Yes, as a gift. Sent it to me in prison. And I learned how to pray from that book.
So she appreciated that.
Yes.
She welcomed it.
She changed. She said that from before Islam to after Islam, she did changes in me. How am I a person? How am my manners is, character is. This is my own auntie. And rest of her sisters and brothers don't like me. But except my mother's still around. But she's not really, I'm not like guy, that's all I can say.
But from your own position, you maintain your relationship with your family?
I try to, but they reject me.
Oh, how sad.
Alhamdulillah. This is my test from Allah. What
other challenges you met after you embraced Islam? Was it difficult? Was it a difficult route?
Yes, very difficult. Well, this is a test from all the prophets had that. The more you have faith, the more Allah test you. As we know. The more you follow this beautiful religion of Islam, the more Allah give you tests. it's a good thing from Allah for me, because it makes me a better person, a better Muslim, strengthen myself.
True. Well, it's clearly stated in the Quran. أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون ولقد فتنا الذين من قبلهم فلا يعلمن الله الذين آمنوا فلا يعلمن الله الذين صدقوا ولا يعلمن الكاذبين.
Yes.
So it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test every one of us, not just people who embrace Islam. Everyone is being tested.
Alhamdulillah. Until we come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, until we return back to Him.
Now, how long were you in prison for?
5.5 years.
And you embraced Islam in the early phase?
No, 2 years I wasn't Muslim.
Oh, in the middle?
Yes.
Somewhere in the middle?
Yes.
And then when you left prison,
yes,
your life changed?
Yes. It was with the brothers. It was very beautiful, mashallah, tabarakallah. But after that, when I got out, is a big jungle for me, a big forest, I can say, because the tests, like in the community, especially when I live in this UK, Birmingham.
Which community? The Muslim community or your own
Muslim community?
The Muslim community.
They rejected me.
Why?
Because not from their background.
Yeah, you're a Muslim.
It doesn't, but they, I'm a Muslim, alhamdulillah, but they follow culture, they don't follow Islam.
Oh.
As the Prophet said, لا فرق بين عربي وعجمي وعبد العصبي إلا بالتقوى.
إلا بالتقوى.
ولكن it's not this reality.
So you think there is an element of racism?
Yes,
among the Muslims?
Of course. No doubt about that. In marriages, in
and that goes
everything.
Against Islam,
of course.
100%.
No doubt about that. Islam is free from that. But people don't follow the Islam properly. Like I told you, before I was a Muslim, I asked the Muslims about Islam, they refused me. That's just how it is. Some people don't know Islam. That's why we do the Dawah, to teach the non-Muslims, this is not Islam, this is Islam.
The problem in this country is that each Muslim community is within its own cultural circle. So you find that the Bengalis are with the Bengalis, the Pakistanis with the Pakistanis, the Arabs, and not all the Arabs are different Arabs.
Yeah.
Although, at least in theory, we're supposed to be one ummah.
Yes, but we're not division by culture, division by languages, and all sorts.
What about the Jamaican community? They don't have a Muslim community within them?
Very few. Do you know about my culture? Basically, Jamaicans are original Muslims in Africa, but obviously they was slaved by the Europeans. But alhamdulillah, now they're coming back to the truth, back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, azza wa jal.
So now they're identifying their roots.
Yes. West Africa originally, but alhamdulillah, we have some small community in England, Muslims, male and females, the Muslims, alhamdulillah. But back home, alhamdulillah, I find that back home in Jamaica, there's a small amount of Muslims, alhamdulillah. Dawah's getting stronger in Jamaica, alhamdulillah.
Do you visit Jamaica?
No, I want to, inshallah.
Oh, you haven't been there?
No. Inshallah. I hope to go, inshallah.
Do you still have relatives back there?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, what do you do now in life? What is your preoccupation?
At the moment, I'm doing nothing because of my injury. Like I told you before, I have a kidney problem at the moment. But before that, I was working in the Dawah, very frequent in the Dawah. Also studying Islam in Arabic language.
Dawah as a volunteer?
Yes, as a volunteer for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal.
You studied Arabic here?
Yes, I'm going to teach myself Arabic.
Yourself?
Now,
by yourself?
Now.
How?
From learning Quran and learning from Hadith and from just reading Arabic books. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
The tawfiq min Allah Azza wa Jal.
You are able to converse in Arabic?
نعم. اللغة الفصحى.
ما شاء الله.
نعم.
Have you been to any Arab or Muslim countries at all?
مملكة العربية السعودية.
For Umrah?
نعم.
No other country?
No, like I went to North Africa, Morocco before, but they don't speak Fusha that much there. They have their own dialect. But I have some friends in the Arab world, alhamdulillah, in Kuwait, in Qatar, in Emirat, in Oman, alhamdulillah, a few places, alhamdulillah, talk to them in Arabic language.
Now, from your experience, what are the major problems in the Dawah field, in making Dawah to non-Muslims in this country?
To be honest with you, Sheikh, the problem is the Muslims. That's the reality.
They're not doing their job.
No. They live in a non-Muslim land. And they're not supporting the Dawah. The new Muslims. Not supporting them. It's a shame, but that's the reality. Al-Asaf Sharid, that's just the way it is. They don't know the rules of Islam in the subject of the Dawah. We live here. So the scholars said, if you're not doing the Dawah, not supporting your family, you cannot be in the land. So what they're doing? Only a few people are doing the Dawah here, alhamdulillah.
The Muslims themselves need to be made Dawah to.
Yes, of course. They're the first people to make the Dawah to. Yes, that's the first people that need Dawah to, the Muslims. Because some people came here, obviously, the different situations that came here in this land. Some came because of poverty, some came because of wars. It depends on the people. But the reality overall, when you example the Dawah, for example, an imam come to Islam, the Muslim will push her away from Islam, done Shahada. And that's just the reality, and that's sad. Sometimes you try to advise them, the Muslims, born Muslims, about Islam. You tell me what to do. You're not my mum and father, not my mum and dad. That's just the reality. And subhanallah, and it's hard to do the Dawah, especially in the city of Birmingham where I'm from, because the Muslims give us a barrier, and non-Muslims, subhanallah, ajib, very strange. They have manners and akhlaq as better than the Muslims. You see them, you see fat attributes upon them. You see they're Muslims, but their manners and everything, but they don't know who Allah is. And people are not doing the Dawah and leaving them without Allah. So how can we not tell these people about Islam? And our problem is the Muslims giving a barrenness to us.
Do you find it easy to talk to non-Muslims about Islam?
Yes.
They're willing to listen?
Of course, but the Muslims are not. Majority of the Muslims, they think, because they're born Muslim, they're saved. This is a trap of the Yehudi. Because they're born as they are, but the parents are Muslim. They think they're saved. Nobody's saved. Only the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, azza wa jal.
They probably think they know. They know everything already.
They think they know, but they don't know. No one's perfect, but we have to try and to teach them, even though there's problems in the community, because a fahsha munkar from the Muslim community, for example, my family members, they said to me before, oh, look, why you chose this religion? Look at Muslims, they're doing alcohol, they're doing this, they're doing that. So I said, forget them family. I said, look, Islam is free from this. Islam is clear in the Quran and Sunnah. We don't do these things. But they don't know. That's why some people and non-Muslims hate Islam, because the Muslims.
Yeah, unfortunately. The Muslims are doing so much harm to their own deen.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they know the reality, this is not bad, this is bad for them, they will leave it. But the reality, if someone educated them from young, their parents, they'll not do these things. Like I have a son, alhamdulillah, so I'll teach my son, inshallah, in the future, this is not from my religion.
Actually, when you look at the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, much of the da'wah during his time was through example.
Yes.
Through being someone with the best of manners.
Of course, and giving as well.
Yeah, and being generous to people, being merciful, being compassionate. And most people who embraced Islam embraced it because they could see the beauty of Islam through the practice of the Muslims at the time.
Yes.
And regrettably nowadays, you see the exact opposite.
You're right, sure.
Now, if we go back to the time when the conversion happened,
Yes.
of course, you had a lifestyle
Yes.
initially, and then you move into Islam and you adopt a different lifestyle.
Yes.
Was this at all difficult or was it easy?
My life before Islam, to be honest with you, is very bad. Because I had no family upbringing, like really, no father life in me. I'm 34 now. I've never met my dad ever. So the lifestyle I had was just come from Jamaica to England. I was told to come here for a better life. Because at that time in the 90s in the Caribbean, it was not that good at the time. Well, some cities in some areas. But when I came to England, it was just around people doing nothing.
How old were you when you came here?
9 years old.
Oh.
I didn't know English that much because we have our own accent back home. We have patois. It's a broken English. And so to make friends, you do things that you don't want to do. Just chill with people. So all my life was like that really before Islam. But Islam made me a better person. It showed me to help humanity, help the neighbors, help the community. So Islam gave me the way of life. That's what Islam. It taught me everything Islam has.
What about the rules and the prohibitions within Islam? Are they tough for someone who joins the deen?
For me, at the beginning, because I was in the prison system, it was easy. Giving them the music, giving them the alcohol, giving them this. There are no women around, so alhamdulillah. So, yeah. Anyway, and so when it came out, it was difficult for me. Because I was seeing everything fitting around, it's trial and tribulation, it was difficult. But I had to keep firm, fasting a lot. I tried to get married a few times. It wasn't that possible because of my background and who I was. As I told you before, in some cultures, they don't marry to another culture. They stick to their own culture, stick to their own tribes. So we get a lot in Birmingham. And some brothers and sisters, they can't marry for 10 years. They're fasting for 10 years because of the situation when they come to Islam.
Are you still unmarried?
I'm divorced now, but before I was married. But now I'm single.
Do you have children at all?
I have son,
MashaAllah.
Abdurrahman.
Well, how old is he?
He's 4 now.
MashaAllah. May Allah bless him.
Ameen.
Now, what about acquaintances? I mean, you must have had friends before you joined Islam.
Who were Muslim or non-Muslim?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you tell me, what sort of friends did you have before?
Not good friends.
Irrespective of their religion?
Yeah, it's not good because our lifestyle, how we used to live, we just used to do bad things just to earn money before Islam. But alhamdulillah, when I told you before, when I embraced Islam in prison, they told me these things are not good. So then I opened my eyes and started reading about the history of the Mecca, Medina, about Spain, Empire of Spain. I love reading. So alhamdulillah. Do you
remember the books you were reading at the time?
Yes.
Which books impacted upon you more?
The first books or in general. Like history books of Mecca, Medina, how Mecca, where the Ummah was a very small number, and when Allah told them to go to Habasha, at the time Najashi, king of Najashi,
yes,
because he was the king at the time, he was a Christian king, and he was very honourable, and then obviously one of the Sahabas, Jafar bin Talib, gave him Dawah, and then they embraced Islam, alhamdulillah. But alhamdulillah, I love to read about history mainly, me personally. And alhamdulillah, I've been reading on books about the Sahabas. I love reading about the Sahabas. It's a passion of mine. Because the first khutbah I went to in jail, they talked about the Ummah, they know about music, about celebrities, about films, but you can tell us about 10 Sahaba, for example. As a new Muslim listening to this, I'm thinking this is quite interesting. So I made a passion of mine to learn about Islam, about the Sahabas, how their tribes, how they came from, the Arab tribes at that time in Mecca. And alhamdulillah, these kind of things. I like reading about Islam, mainly.
So you spent around 2.5 years, the latter part of your prison sentence, reading about Islam.
Yes, in English language, yes.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
And now you can read in Arabic as well.
Alhamdulillah. Yes. And write as well. Alhamdulillah.
You're writing in Arabic as well.
Yes. أنا أتعلم النحو والصرف.
ما شاء الله.
نعم. Alhamdulillah.
But you're making use of some assistance or still on your own?
On my own mainly, alhamdulillah. But I tried to study some of the countries because of my age. It's difficult because then, as you know, the Qanun, the law, some countries, the universities, they don't allow after certain ages. But alhamdulillah.
Now you gave me some idea about the difficulties you faced with the Muslim community. What about Muslims who welcomed you? Aren't there any? I mean,
yes, alhamdulillah. There's some brothers, mashallah, Mubarak. When I preserved them, I mean, they helped me a lot, alhamdulillah. When I told one brother, he's from Algeria, he was in the Dawah, involved in the Dawah. He met me a brother called Hussein in the Dawah store as well, a long time, my friend of mine from Syria. I've been doing Dawah for a long time in the UK. And through him, I met a brother called Abu Ayyub as well, and a few other brothers, alhamdulillah. Yeah. So
that compensates, hopefully.
And alhamdulillah, there's some brothers in the masajid, good brothers, alhamdulillah, that I love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The difficulties you faced here in Birmingham, are they specific to Birmingham, or you think the same problems exist everywhere in the UK?
I don't know personally, me, but I face mainly Birmingham. But Allah alam, maybe in other cities is different too. Because I heard about London is better for reverts than Birmingham.
Probably it's because people are more multicultural aware, more multiculturally aware. I mean, yes, there are numerous cultures, various cultures, but the barriers are not that formidable.
Yes, it's like example in Birmingham, with a friend of ours called Dawah. It was in the way for As-Salah, and someone came in, he's the imam of the masjid, said, "What are you doing here?" to the man. I said, "What are you talking to? He's a Muslim." So sometimes you have this sometimes in the masajid as well. It's time to pray, Asr at the time. I said, "What are you doing there?" I said, "Brother, taqwa Allah, he's a Muslim. What's wrong with you? Fear Allah Azza wa Jal." But don't know, because they think it's only for them. It's only my nation, call me in the masjid. It's the house of Allah, it's not the house of a nation. It's the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Azza wa Jal.
Of course, it's the house of Allah. And it's the deen of Allah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Brother Ismail, it's been really a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.